Hello fantasy managers and welcome back to another video from myself, Will, and fantasyfootballhub.co.uk. In this video we're going to have a quick look at the previous game week before moving on to my team, my transfer thoughts and my captaincy ahead of the upcoming game. Okay, so as you can see, a little bit of a mixed game. We got a small green arrow with 73, Pope coming in at the back again with 8 points. Elsewhere in the fence, not much happening. Wan-Bissaka also getting the clean sheet but picking up a yellow card for 5 points. In midfield, the Manchester United duo of Martial and Fernandes continued to boss it. Got my captaincy yet again, vice captaincy and captaincy round the wrong way. I don't really know what to do about that. De Bruyne looked like the pick this game week, and yes, he came back with 7 points, but in a 5-0 drumming for Man City, you'd be hoping that he comes back with a little bit more than that. Salah bossing it with 18 points. He's looking like an armband contender for the upcoming game week. Come to captaincy a little bit later. The front line, though, in Calvert-Lewin and Jimenez is the biggest disappointment. It has been for a couple of weeks now, and I've really got to do something about that. Okay, so I didn't play any transfers last game week, so I got 2 free transfers this game week. I think the main area is the forward line. The problem is that, for me, there isn't any sort of standout forwards that I want in. I know a lot of people are going Vardy, and I think that is a really good option. I think for me, Greenwood is another interesting option. The problem that I've got is that I've got 3 Manchester United players in Wan-Bissaka, Martial, and Fernandes. Now, I think that Wan-Bissaka is a really good pick, actually, and I think that Manchester United, they've got a really good chance of keeping a clean sheet against Southampton. Probably, you know, according to the bookies, I think it's actually the best chance this game week. So I'm sort of hesitant to take Wan-Bissaka out, but at the same time, Greenwood is offering just incredible value. You know, if you look at him compared to somebody like Vardy, compared to someone like Calvert-Lewin or Jimenez even, the value that he's offering and the upgrades that you're able to make in the rest of your team is so drastic that I'm actually thinking of taking Wan-Bissaka out and bringing Greenwood in. And the reason I'm doing that is mainly because I think there are lots of options around Wan-Bissaka's price point in defence which offer similar returns, but I don't think there are any around Greenwood's price bracket which are offering similar returns. Okay, so if we jump over to the comparison tool here, we put in Greenwood, and as you can see, that isn't sort of, you know, a blowing you away radar. I think that is a pretty good radar, but if you compare it to, you know, one of my other players, you have a look at Raul Jimenez, then, and I should say this is from the restart of the Premier League, then there really isn't massive difference there. And actually, you could say that Greenwood is probably edging it with the numbers. And I think that the big difference here is the price difference of 3.5 million that you're saving, which you can reinvest elsewhere in the team. And as I said, there are similar defenders to Wan-Bissaka, so this is currently why I'm looking and removing Wan-Bissaka and bringing in Mason Greenwood. I don't think I anticipated just how good Greenwood was going to be when I made that Wan-Bissaka move, and I think that was an error on my part. But with the 2 free transfers, the rest of my team I'm pretty happy with. I think that's probably what I'm looking to correct. In terms of whether to remove Jimenez or Calvert-Lewin, I think that's not necessarily an easy decision. You know, I think that Jimenez probably offering a little bit more, but he is that much more expensive. I think it really depends on what my future transfers are going to be. So in terms of my future transfers, I'm actually looking at potentially going Cantwell to Foden. Or potentially also Cantwell to one of the Chelsea mids such as Pulisic, and that would probably require a Jimenez downgrade. Now the great thing about this tool is that you can have a look at multiple players. So say I wanted to put Todd Cantwell in there, and I also wanted to have a look at Foden. And as you can see, that kind of demonstrates the benefit of bringing in someone like Greenwood, is you can bring in also someone like Foden for Cantwell. There's obviously a little bit of a risk with Foden in terms of game time, so you could potentially also look at switching over to one of the Chelsea mids, someone like Willian, and there you go. You can really see the difference that freeing up that money from Greenwood can make to your team in future. You know, you're getting someone like Willian who's absolutely bossing the numbers. You could even go Pulisic. I'm not 100% sure on which one of those to go for. I think that Willian has outscored Pulisic in every game bar 1 since the restart, so I'll probably edge towards him, but I just really like Pulisic as a player, so I might be a little bit biased there. And of course, if you did it next game week, you're bringing in that Chelsea player for Norwich at home, which is of course a plum fixture as well. So these are the thoughts going through my mind. I'm certainly not set on a move at the moment, and this is where a little bit of forward planning is needed, because if I did want to bring in Willian instead of Foden, you know, I think Willian's probably a little more guaranteed, he's a little more shorter of a start, and they've got that plum home tie against Norwich. then I probably need to, well, I will need to get rid of Jimenez instead. The other player that I think is also worth flagging if you're looking for a bit of a differential this game week is actually Mikel Antonio. He's got Norwich and Watford up next, so as you can see, he's got pretty good numbers across the board, comparing him to Pulisic as well, who I think is another fantastic pick. And he's looking pretty good value, only 6.9. So if you're looking for a little bit of a differential and someone a little bit different, then I think Antonio could be an interesting way to go. So just to recap, then I'm probably going to look to take out Wan-Bissaka. In terms of the replacements, I might look at one of the Burnley guys again, you know, someone like Taylor if I want to free up a bit of money, or potentially even someone like Egan from Sheffield United. So I'll be doing Wan-Bissaka to another similarly priced defender in all likelihood. I'm not quite sure on that move yet. And I'll be going either Calvert-Lewin or Jimenez to Greenwood this game week. So I've got 2 free transfers, so those are going to be my 2 free transfers. In terms of which way I'm going to go, whether I'm going to get rid of Calvert-Lewin, whether I'm going to get rid of Jimenez, then I'm not entirely sure of that move yet. Despite the 3 blanks in a row, I think that Jimenez is probably still a slightly better option than Calvert-Lewin. But it does, of course, affect my future moves. So I did want to go Cantwell to the likes of Willian or Pulisic, then I do need to get rid of Jimenez. So those are the thoughts going around in my head. I'm not quite sure of which way I'm going to go at the moment. Probably leaning towards getting rid of Calvert-Lewin, but it's not a strong feeling at the moment. In terms of the captaincy then, really difficult decisions in this game. You're probably wondering what my vice-captain is going to be, more like my captain. And I'm kind of leaning towards going Fernandes at the moment, just because I'm not 100% sure Salah's going to get that start. I think Vardy's a great option if you've got him. I think, you know, Bournemouth are looking very, very shaky at the back. So if you've got Vardy, I think that he's a great shout, and I probably would be tempted to go that way. To be honest, I'm tempted to go, you know, just leave the armband on Fernandes for the rest of the season. I think that, you know, Manchester United are in great form, got great fixtures. I do think that Southampton know how to play. So I don't know whether Manchester United are actually going to steamroller them. If I think that Salah's definitely going to start, then I think that he's probably a prime candidate. He's looking really, really hungry for goals. So at the moment, probably will be on Fernandes with my vice-captaincy on Salah. And that's it for this game week. Tight turnarounds to trying to keep things fairly short. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already. Bye for now.